So in this video, I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing of my new Canon EOS R5 Mark II. I'm going to cover some features on this, but not a lot, mainly to kind of get into why I bought this camera. I did have the Canon R6 Mark II, and I really like that camera, but unfortunately I can't keep both, so I have to make a decision on this. I'll kind of get into some of the things on this as I kind of go through opening the box. So let's just jump in and look and see what comes with the EOS R5 Mark II camera. So real quick, one of the things I did notice is they changed their packaging. Looks like a little bit more earth-friendly, kind of a cardboard type material, and so that's kind of cool. I see a lot less plastic. Looks like a paper cloth type material for the packaging. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like the fact that they trying to do away with, you know, more waste. So you have your manuals, of course. I don't know what this material kind of reminds me of, wax paper, but a little plastic paper material. So again, pretty good stuff that they use here. You do have your paperwork for limited warranty. If you can, I would suggest for such an expensive camera that it might be worthwhile to look at the Canon care pack that they provide. It definitely is a warranty that protects you against, you know, things like accidental drops, water damage or anything like that. So something to look at. You also have this nice EOS R5 Mark II neck strap. I don't really use these, but it's cool how Canon kind of personalizes it to match up to the camera that you have. Although I really don't like showing off what camera I do carry myself. So another thing that comes in that box is little cable management adapter. This is, you know, this looks like metal when you look at it on YouTube, other videos, but it looks like metal, but in reality this is plastic. So it is a plastic item. And also there is a battery. So they've got a little bit more special battery here. This is the LP E6P battery. Sorry guys, I am having a focus problem. Anyways, this is the LPE6P battery, which is kind of cool. You also have in the bag here the charging adapter here. Looks the same as what comes in the R6 and the R8, but from what I can tell, this is made for specifically for this camera and these new batteries. So definitely, I usually label these to make sure I don't get it confused with the R8, and that way I know what it's meant to be used with. Interesting that this comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable. This is something new. Even this actually has a paper type tie down here, but yeah, that's kind of cool that they do include that. That is new. And here is the main thing to look at, and that is the camera. Again, this is kind of like a cloth bag. I kind of like it in a way. It's kind of cool instead of it being plastic. And right off, I can tell you this camera does feel a little bit heavier. And there you have it. Here you go. Do like the design. This is really nice. This kind of really sticks out. The EVF here sticks out a little bit further, which is kind of nice. I do like that. You have that new cover for your hot shoot here, which is, I've been told it's a challenge to take off. And the trick is to push that little button here and kind of try and slide it. And everybody's been pretty much saying it's not an easy task. And I can tell you already, just trying there is, that is a challenge. Again, you've got the mode button here that I've noticed along with the little screen for your display, and I kind of like that versus the knob up here, although it might be a challenge if you're used to working it manually. You still have a lot of the things that you see like even on the R6 and the Uh, you essentially have the on-off switch over here, which on the R5, the actual on-off switch was on the left, but now you've got the setting for camera or video recording on the left side, which is similar to what the R6 had. So I'm kind of used to that. So that kind of works out for me. You do have a nice LCD screen. It's still the same as the R6, same as other cameras where that just flips out. Nothing special there. Again, I do like the larger EVF here, so that'll be kind of cool to check out. And another nice thing that I've noticed that I kind of like the fact that they do have it different now. If you look here, you've got your USB-C connection here as well as the large HDMI connector, which is kind of nice. Oh, by the way, there's a little vent here, I noticed. A little air vent. And by the way, you also have a bottom air vent here, which is kind of cool. And of course, there's the base that you can buy that is battery and fan, essentially. And I'll probably look into getting that later. You do have the CFexpress Type B and a SD card slot here, which I've already made the investment on that. Not cheap, I'll tell you. Very expensive. If you want the 1 terabyte, it's not cheap. And you know, there are some prices. I'll put a link as to where I found mine, so if you want to know where I got my cards, I will note that as well. You also have some special connection for audio, which I probably won't use anyways. You do have the headphone and mic here as well, so that's another nice thing. I do like that. So yeah, pretty nice overall. What you get with the Canon R5 Mark II in the box. Again, nothing major. Battery, camera body, charger. This is new, of course, the USB-C to USB-C. And you also have this, though made of plastic, at least you have the cable management here that does come in handy in case you want to tether and you don't want to damage your connection. So there you have it, guys. Hope this kind of gives you an idea. Overall, again, my interest in this is the 45 megapixel sensor. I do like the fact that it is stack and back illuminated. That's a technology I've been wanting to get. That should also help with any kind of essentially getting better overall shutter performance. The DigiX accelerator was another motivator for me on this one because it does help with image processing, and it also contributes to high precision focusing, which is kind of cool, which I was kind of having challenges with mine here on this less expensive camera. The other things, again, I do like that it has other features like the dual pixel intelligent autofocus. That's a new upgrade for subject tracking, which is similar to that of the R1. So I think that's kind of cool having that with this camera. You also have the in-camera upscaling, and that, again, that's something I thought about as interesting. And again, the advanced eye control autofocus, that is something that is similar to the R3, and I definitely look forward to working with that and trying to see how that works. Anyways, that's what this is. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this helps, at least if you're looking at making the investment in something like this. And don't forget to click on the like if you haven't, and if you can, please subscribe. That also helps me out on YouTube. And thanks for watching this video, and have a good day.